as a long-time DIY indie guy, what kind of advice do you have to somebody who looks at all the competition, looks at the technological talents that they have to develop, looks at the state of the music industry? What kind of advice could you give them?
I would probably have to say learn the business side of it, because that's probably the one aspect that most indie artists fail to really kind of comprehend, and I'm still learning it myself. We're chasing a moving target at this point, and I honestly believe that most people don't even know what that target is anymore. We've been so consumed with, trying to leverage, our Facebook pages and trying to leverage our MySpace pages. A like or somebody clicking on your stuff doesn't necessarily represent whether or not they're consuming your product.
A lot of people don't even know what like means. I mean, I'm confused by it because Facebook controls that ecosystem, and a like can mean a whole bunch of things that we don't even know about yet.
I think the most important thing that we could encourage somebody starting up or has been in it for a long time is learn about the different avenues that artists can create revenue for themselves. So whether it's performing, whether it's the merchandise, and more importantly this day and age, because we're consuming products that aren't necessarily music but are entertainment driven, so video games, television, film, and things like that. Those avenues seem to be the new placement for songs in order to actually generate revenue. That's why your labels are now offering up 360 deals as they weren't doing before, because they know themselves you can't make money off of the track. I mean, unless you're one of those stratospheric type artists, you have to look for other ways to actually keep gas in the van.
Absolutely.
And moving on to the next city.
Let's talk about the CD for just a second. Sure. So it has been out since October?
November.
November,
yeah.
Okay. And where have you found your greatest success so far with the record?
College radio.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. College radio has adopted it in Canada quite well. We've managed to get a couple of top 10s and a couple of number ones and stuff like that. But the response that we've been getting has been pretty impressive, just in terms of like emails and fan contact and what have you.
How many gigs do you play here?
None.
None?
No, we're actually just putting the show together right now.
Wow, so you don't even have that sort of...
There's no live following right now because we actually have not taken this entity out as of yet.
Because I don't ever remember hearing about you playing anywhere, which is why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's all been word of mouth, radio, and just kind of an underground, gurgling. Yeah.
If you're watching this, chances are you know all about Conduit and their sound and their history, but maybe if you happen to stumble across this, which happens quite a bit, do you want to explain what the band is all about and what you guys sound like?
Well, I mean, in a nutshell, we've always had for lack of a better description, an industrial, electronic, kind of sound to the thing. So we do a lot of stuff with sound design, kind of like movie type elements that you'd find in there. This is more of a cinematic sound.
So 9 Inch Nails, Skinny Puppy, Tool.
Exactly. A lot of the influences definitely come from 9 Inch Nails. Skinny Puppy, we're huge fans of that, and it doesn't stop there. So I come from a time, and where I cut my teeth was on like the hard rock and heavy metal acts of the mid to late '80s. So there's a more of a melodic guitar element to it. I paid a lot of attention this time around to just melody, and hooks, because that has been something that's been lacking from that genre of music. Because it's always been, just trying to make everything like heavily quantized 16th note, bass lines and things like that. And that's great, but it's a little, a little without depth.
Right.
I'm trying to take more of a songwriter's approach to it.
And where are you going to take this?
I don't know.
Where would you like to take it?
Where would I like to take this? As long as people get the opportunity to hear it, as long as I get the opportunity to perform it, as long as I get the opportunity to continue making music, then I'm going to be happy. As far as where I'd like to see it, I think, film and television.
I was going to say, because some of the stuff that you do lends itself to certain genres, yes, certain certain narratives.
Yeah, it's a little on the darker side. It's a little on the more introspective side. So it does lend well to picture. It does lend well to a moving image.
Well, I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
It's been kind of fun watching this develop, although it really has been in slow motion.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I first heard of you late '90s. Mm-hmm. Must have been late '90s, and it's interesting to see the evolution of the whole thing. And I hope you get to where you want to go, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing you play.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
That'll be this summer for sure.
Okay. Well, thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Alan. Okay.